Okay, folks, shit, my hand's shaking badly at the moment already, even before I've gotten into my fucking videos. Seems to be a lot of shake, but I think the phone will correct for most of the camera shake that you see, if you can see it. Let's see how we go with this original. This machine's making a loud mechanical noise, which is normal for this one of mine to do that at the beginning, but that doesn't mean it should happen. It shouldn't happen. This machine should run nice and smooth and quiet. But I do hear different types of mechanical noises on this thing, and I have no desire to give Konica Minolta any glory, because they fuck things up with their love of money, and that's why you hear all this terrible sounds. So, notably that low-pitched squeak. Anyway, let's see what we've got. We've got here K-Fart, or Kmart, I call it fart. And this ugly, disgusting looking toys. I never liked dolls, folks. I've never been a fan of dolls, not even when I was a little girl. I used to hate dolls, and I still don't like them, even though they're collectible. A lot of dolls are collectible items. I just don't like them, folks. But then again, I never had a maternal instinct, even as an adult. I never wanted to have children. From the age of 10, I made up my mind that I was never going to have children. I'm now 46, too old to have children, pretty much, and to this day, I don't regret making that decision. I believe it's the right decision for me, is to not have children. That looks interesting. So dolls are often used for little girls to pretend that they're mummy. They pretend to be a mum, especially with baby dolls. So yeah, it's a very gender, very sexist kind of thing when you think about it, because it's usually girls who gravitate towards this kind of stuff. But you do get some boys who like to play with dolls. You do. Unfortunately, they get treated like shit. They get called names like sissy. So please, folks, don't call boys who play with dolls sissies. It's not nice. Why should people conform? Why should we have to be like everyone else? Why can't we just be ourselves in this world? Why do we have to follow everything to the letter? Why do we have to follow the ads like this? We can just be ourselves, folks. Why can't we just be our fucking selves and not allow commercialism to steal our fucking uniqueness away? We can still buy things. I'm not saying we should boycott everything, but we should think first before we buy, and maybe you not have to focus on how the advert tells you to use the product. You can just be yourselves and be a little bit more inventive, because a lot of people are just so easily fooled into following the crowd and following the way things are advertised. It's really silly the way people do that, and they've got the name for themselves, sheeple, because they follow each other like sheep, and follows all the crazes and all the fads and all the trends, and it's just silly. We don't have to be tied to this silly commercial shit. We can just be ourselves, and we still buy things and all that. We just don't have to use these things in the conventional method. We just do it our way. We add a little bit of individuality to it. People have got to learn to think for themselves and be themselves, not follow the crowd, not be worried about what their friends think. It's just like school. It reminds me of fucking school, and school was a place where you had to conform and the kids often treated you like shit if you weren't fucking in the in crowd or you're not following the trends. You know, it's just so shallow, and it goes into adulthood as well. And adulthood has just become a nightmare for most. It's become a fucking nightmare. You can no longer just be yourselves. You never were being yourselves at school, you know. People at school used to try and get me to smoke cigarettes. Now, if I was a bloody sheeple, I probably would have done such a stupid fucking error, and I would have done it. But I never did. I had enough brain power. Oh shit, I got more than enough brain power, folks. I just fucking told them I wasn't interested in so many words, or I just said no. I wouldn't have been any more liked by them if I had have taken their stupidity and done it. You got to just think for yourselves, folks. So I had to think for myself to prevent myself from getting an expensive and deadly habit to have to deal with later as an adult. So I never smoked. So I'm glad that I had enough individual strength to avoid getting caught up in a habit, and a seriously bad habit. I can't afford smokes. In this day and age, they're too expensive. Back then, it was a lot cheaper. But forget about it. You got to, think about it. Be yourselves. Don't follow the fucking crowd. And if you're asked to smoke, if you're told to smoke a cigarette by the tough people in the school, just fucking tell them to fuck off. I'm not interested. Up yours. Take your cigarettes and stick them up your fucking ass, you sluts. Gotta go.